I'm Lydia Roberts, and I'm with the 70th Tank Battalion.
Rain or shine, the show will still go on because back in the day, a little rain couldn't stop the war from going.
Chuck Roberts, C-H-U-C-K-R-O-B-E-R-T-S.
I'm the tank commander of the M5 Stewart. These are the vehicles that we've restored at Roberts Armory. During the battle, of course, women weren't involved in combat, so when I'm tank commander, my role is as a GI, male soldier, and then when I'm in the camp, I'll portray a WAC with the Women's Army Corps. I've been reenacting for about 23 years.
I've been reenacting for about 25 years.
Although I don't do any of the mechanical, electrical work, I've done plenty of the scraping and painting and constructing canvas for the vehicles and things of that nature.
So what's it like to sit up on top of that, Stewart?
You're kind of a high target. A lot of the GIs said that they really didn't want to be close to the tank because the tank drew fire. It's pretty high up there.
Let's go to the next Stewart. Okay, let's go.
And so most of them would try to stay close to the ground, close to the trees, somewhere a little bit out of fire's range if they could. And, but of course the tank needs to have its ground crew along with it, so
And our specialty is armor. We have the tanks brought in on semi-trailers, and we have our camp set up here. We have our drivers, and they all wear authentic World War II uniforms.
Can't miss you now.
Put my helmet on.
Do you also have to watch out for reactors in front of you?
we do, and usually part of the meeting beforehand is to remind reenactors not to die in front of the tank, because in the real world they would be driven right over, but of course we can't do that in a reenactment.
And the purpose is to honor those who served and to teach people living history of what happened in World War II, since it isn't taught very much in school.
Do you actually fire the rounds, or you control the firing?
I do control the firing of the 37mm gun, and we also have a coaxial 30 caliber machine gun, and so I control those up on top, give the driver directions as to which direction we want to head. I also control the rotation of the turret, and also make sure that we don't run over any GIs who might be lying on the ground alongside of us.
tomorrow you'll be seeing very rare armored vehicles that still operate, and cannons, both German and American and Russian, plus authentic uniforms and other weapons used in World War II.
Now, when you take the field, you usually go out as a group in a formation. Are you all in radio contact?
Yes, we do. We do have radio between the tanks and the armored vehicles, because that way we can coordinate what we're doing.
Okay, Steve-O, fire it up. Okay, air left. Air left, straight.
And the purpose is teach history to honor those who served.
It's definitely quite a way to teach history, wouldn't you say? I mean,
oh, it is.
Not every day it comes to you like this.
They'll be firing simulated fire, which is propane oxygen, and a big cloud of smoke comes out.
Of course, all the rounds are blanks. In the case of the tanks, it's propane and oxygen that's ignited with a metered amount of propane into the chamber and ignited with a spark plug. So, and a little puff of smoke so that it looks apparent to the audience that the gun has gone off.
Okay.
The propane and oxygen isn't nearly as loud as it would have been with a real powder round, but it at least gives the illusion of having been fired. What's
it like going up against the Heinz? They're actually firing some...
They fire some black powder, and it's if you're right in line with it, you can feel the blast. So. But that's a good incentive to make sure that we don't stay in line with it. The advantage of the Stewart is that the turret rotates, so we can take a shot at the Hetzer from the side, but if the Hetzer wants to shoot us, they actually have to turn their vehicle almost pointed directly at us in order to get a shot off.
So how long have you been playing up against 2nd Panzer?
I think our first reenactment was about 22 years ago. We bought the tank about 24 years ago. So we didn't use it in a battle the first year. I think we were still restoring it, so it's probably been about that long.
It's been in a few movies too.
Yes, it has actually. We were in one of the Untouchables movies, one of the television scenes, and Ronnie Cox was the tank commander, and Chuck, my husband Chuck, was the driver alongside, and we were in the clip for about 30 seconds.
Did they give you that clip for a memento, or?
Yes, we do have a copy of that clip. It was a storyline about Al Capone and his speakeasies, and they were trying to take over the city of Chicago, and so the Army came in with their tank and shot the speakeasy, and we had one chance to get the shot right, and fortunately everything worked together, and the gun went off, and they blew the sugar glass windows, and the flames went flying out of the building, and it looked pretty realistic. We've also been in the Wartime Log, which was a documentary about the liberation of some of the cities in France.
Do you think that there's a reasonable, I don't want to use excuse, but a reasonable excuse that our youth, that the education system, it just doesn't seem like they are being taught things of history like this very well?
It's a lot of times history courses start at the beginning and they just run out of time at the end. But this is the time period they should start, because a lot of their lives have been affected by this particular point in history. You know, Aristotle was okay, but knowing what went on in World War II and why we have this League of Nations and now the United Nations and all these problems in the Mideast because of the boundaries that were divided up in World War II, it's significant.
For a kid coming in, you know, trying to teach the younger generation people about what happened in World War II, they may not walk away here with all of the specifics, but what are some of the things that they do see and kind of walk away with? And at least it's a few
Oh, they'll see that a lot of these vehicles are very cramped because people were smaller then. You'll see very basic clothing that they use that's not available anymore. You'll see the boots and the other utensils, cooking utensils, and other gear that you don't see anymore either.
about it. This hits someone.
Yeah, that's and if you were fired, chances are you're probably, you didn't wear your protection, you're deaf within probably a month or two. You had to have earplugs. The thing makes such a big bang.
Oh, just hearing it a little bit ago, I was getting ringing in my ears.
Yeah, yeah. But it was all started here. A lot of the advances now in the military started in this time frame. The tank came of prominence in this time frame. Armored vehicles, the cooking utensils, and all this other stuff.
Rain or shine, the show will still go on because back in the day, a little rain could not stop troops from going to war. In Peoria, Eugene Daniel, WMBD 31 News. Just get maybe some shots of him kind of showing us around here.
He was the one in the truck.
Cool stuff. I did not know that you were in the truck.
I was the one driving it and getting soaked.
Yes.
Rain or shine, the show will still go on because back in the day, a little rain didn't stop troops from going to war. In Peoria, Eugene Daniel, Fox 43.